welcome to today's matchstick divination. So we have matchstick today. Just get you in a position. Yes, I just have to be able to show you the matches when they come up. So that should be fine. That should be fine. Okay. So we have our matches. And so it's a singing bowl full of water, and we are doing relationship, energy checks, and yes or no questions. So that's the kind of theme of the stream. Let's see, can we go this way a little bit more? Because we do have, they're not really in view today. We have the cards as well. We have the crystal ball cards, as always. And I do have my magic 8 ball. If anybody does want one of those, I'm really into it right now. I keep using it to make little random decisions. So, matchstick divination, yes or no questions for this stream. If you are a member, there is a crystal ball tomorrow, so do look forward to that. But today, it's yes or no or relationship energy checking. So we're not really doing crystal ball type questions, so just think about that, okay? Yes or no questions. So yes. Let's see. Rain, Tom, Carolyn, AA, Kira. Oh my gosh, it's lovely to see you, Kira. Sid as well. So yes, thank you, Carolyn. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Lovely to see you. So I think our first question is AA. So by the way, yes, so I am well. I hope all of you guys are well as well. If there's anyone new in the chat, I'm Venus, this is Secret Frequencies, and today is a divination, like pendulum, kind of like crystal ball, more like pendulum, because it's yes or no questions today. If you're looking for more in-depth questions, do still subscribe, because we do crystal ball, tarot, and all different things. There's likely going to be a stream later today, but it's most likely going to be, if I do get the time to fit it, it's most likely going to be like tarot or something like that, because there's a crystal ball tomorrow, so I don't really want to do them too close together. So yeah, sorry about that, but it will be something. So AA, did Asha think about me today? Okay, so matchstick divination is interesting. If you haven't been on before, the way the matches land in the water gives us our answer. So crossed over completely, or overlapping in any way is a no, a total no. Being very close and parallel or staying together is a yes. And if they drift apart, we have to look into that. That we have kind of like a line down the center of the bowl here. If they drift completely to the opposite directions, we are getting kind of an uncertain, unsure energy. But we can look at it. We can look at how, if they come back together, we can look at different things. So, AA, did Asha think about me today? Okay. So we take 2 matches. Did Asha think about you today? Okay, so with the direction of the matches, I will put you down and show you. They are drifting apart, they are drifting to opposite sides, even the heads are faced opposite ways. So we are getting a bit of an unclear answer. What I would say from this, my divination, my intuition, is there's been some thinking about you, but not a lot. And I can tell that because this matchstick here is trying to come back to the same side as this one. The line is here. So we can see that it's trying. I know I've knocked it now, but so I would say there's some thinking about you, maybe not a lot. Maybe you've briefly crossed the mind. Not really getting like a strong yes on that one. Ella says, can you please ask if things between Andrea and I will get better? Okay, yes. Will they get better? Let's see that. Oh, you know, I have 3 matches want to come out together there. It's 2 matches for this. Have to hold them together to begin with. So, will things get better? Okay, I'm just watching because they are still kind of drifting, but so they're on the same side. So we're getting good energy with that because they're on the same side. This one's even trying to, the head is trying to spin back around to face this one, which you either want them to be parallel, the heads at the same side, or if they do drift apart, the head coming back is a positive sign. I don't know if you can see that. The head coming back is a positive sign. It's trying to come closer. So it's a positive sign, but what I would say is there's still a bit of uncertainty and a bit of up in the air at the moment. But this one was all the way over here to begin with. It's really trying to come back around. It's really trying to come back. How well you can see them, how well I dropped that down. But yeah, so there's a really positive omen with that, but I do think there's still something to work through. There's some energy there that's a bit uncertain and a bit unsure right now. And if Andre truly loves you as well, okay, so let's do that one. And don't forget, guys, you can choose, so you can choose matchsticks, but if you want, you can choose cards as well. We can look at the cards. If the cards don't give a certain answer, I do go to matchsticks. Just, yeah, so just bear that in mind. So, does he love you? Does he truly love you? Ah! That one was stuck to my finger. My thumb, sorry, but still, they're parallel and not the same side, so we are getting a yes with that. They're parallel and not the same side. They're not super close together, so again, we're seeing that that uncertain energy or that up in the air energy that is kind of still around, but they're remaining totally parallel and the same way, facing the same way. So we are getting a yes on that. Completely stuck together or really close is the best energy, but that is a yes. So we're getting a yes on that one. Sid says, my doctor won't prescribe me naproxen as I have suspected heart failure. Oh my gosh. Will I have to be referred to a pain specialist for medication for my fibromyalgia? Okay, will you have to be, and guys, remember, so I always give a disclaimer with medical and health questions. I'm happy to do them, but I will always give a disclaimer that you should always check with your appropriate healthcare professional, not solely divination for your health and medical questions, but we'll still do it. We'll still see what the matches say. So, the question is, so I'm really sorry to read that, of course, positive healing energy to you, but will I have to be referred to a pain specialist for medication for my fibromyalgia? So he said, okay. Okay, so and this is when we get a complete total yes. I hope you guys can see it. Can you see it? They're totally together. They're totally together, totally parallel. They've actually remained together. That's a yes. That's the strongest yes you can get with matchstick divination. So, Mohammed, hello and welcome. Rain, relationship energy check with Yuto. Yes, so guys, remember, with the matchstick divination, you can do yes or no, but you can also do relationship checks. So you can check the energy of a relationship. It can be a romantic, friends, family. It's just the energy between you. Is it good? Is it bad? Is there something going on? You can check that. So relationship energy check with you and Yuto, okay? So this one's for Rain. Oh, sorry, just making sure that's together. Ah! It stuck to me. It is actually very interesting how these have dropped, though. I'm still feeling like this is for you. It's very interesting. I haven't seen this. So with this one, they're still together, they're touching, but they're facing opposite directions, if you can see them. So that's very interesting because We're seeing the strength of the connection because they're touching. If they're touching but not overlapping, that's a really positive sign, but they're facing total opposite directions. So sometimes this can be if someone has feelings for you, but they are distracting themselves from them or suppressing them or not allowing themselves to feel them. Sometimes the feelings might be more in the subconscious than the conscious, and this is why they are there's like a bit of a disconnect with the energy. Very interesting. But if they're touching like that, we are getting a yes, but there's or a positive sign if it's a relationship check. But there's definitely something that's not quite right. So it can be the feelings for you are more in the subconscious realm. They're not allowing themselves to tap into it. Maybe they feel it, but they're not fully aware. Like they might feel like it's more of a platonic kind of energy. They're not really realizing that there's a romantic essence to that, or a stronger essence to that in some way, or a deep essence. The feelings are there, but they might not be fully admitting it to themselves, you know? Let's see, sorry, who was there then? Ella, can I please ask if this year will go well for me with passing exams? So, okay, so will exams go well this year? So for Ella, will exams go well this year? So we're getting a yes on that. They're not totally parallel, if you can see them. They're not totally parallel. There is a little bit of maybe wiggle room, or well, when I say wiggle room, maybe a little bit of work to do, maybe a little bit of work, manifesting, focusing, but they are remaining very close together and the heads are the right way. So we are getting a yes. Being parallel and closer would be better. So there could be some work to do. There could be some manifesting, some studying, you know, to do that. But it's a positive sign with the way they have landed. Slash girl, hello and welcome. Am I going to find the right number to win 10,000 on the lotto? Okay, let's see. 10,000, okay. For Slash girl. Okay, so they're facing total opposite, the heads are opposite directions, but they're very close and they're on the same side of the bowl. So to me, this is a positive omen, but with the heads being opposite, I would say there's something not perfect, if that makes sense. So it could be you'll win, but it won't be that much, or it could be you'll win, but it'll be more. Hopefully it's that. There's something that's not exact. It's not a perfect yes. So like I said, I do feel like there'll be a winning or something positive, some kind of abundant energy, because you're getting a good sign with them being very close and parallel, pretty much parallel. But the heads, the opposite directions, tells me there's something not exactly right about that question, and it could be the amount or where you're winning it. Maybe you win it somewhere else, you know, or attain it in some other way. Kevin, hello, welcome. I'm well. I hope you are well. Mohammed, relationship energy check. Me and Sophia. Okay, so guys, if you are new in the chat, I'm Venus. This is Secret Frequencies, and we are doing yes or no questions or relationship energy checks. You can check relationships between romantic partners, friends, or family. It doesn't have to just be people you're interested in romantically. But yes or no questions, and you can choose the cards if you want. They are yes or no cards as well, or they might say unsure, get more information. It's kind of similar to a pendulum. You might get a maybe with these cards, so you can ask for cards as well, or matchsticks. I am behind in the chat, so just have patience to get to your answer. You're very welcome to send a super chat if you want your question to be boosted. I will do that question put a priority, do it first. But if you have patience to wait, just wait, and I will get to you eventually in the chat. So relationship energy check from Mohammed and Sophia. Okay. Oh, perfectly together. It's like a really strong positive omen for that relationship. It shows the strength of the connection, the depth of the connection, or the potential of the connection, the possibility of the connection. Something positive about that connection and the realness of feeling potential between each other. Sometimes, you know, we can do that with someone we barely know, and it's not about the feelings that are already there, it's just potential because we don't have feelings yet. So it just depends on the status of the relationship that's being asked about, you know? Um, Tam says a card. The cards are just yes or no, so the cards are still to answer questions. We don't have oracle cards for this stream. I thought it would be a nice stream since I don't have too long to be on yet. I have a session at 3:30 GMT, but I may be on after that if I don't get many bookings or readings. I may be on later, like I said, with something a bit different. Kevin, how does the connection energy look right now for me with Aniruda? Sorry if I pronounced that wrong, but let's check it. Okay, so we're definitely getting potential. They're touching but not overlapping, which is positive. They're facing the same way, but they're not. It's not a perfect. Um, I can't say yes because it's not a yes or no question, but it's not perfect energy. But I think we are seeing potential, possibility there because they're touching and their heads are facing the same way. So, it's a good omen, positive omen on that. So that's nice to see. Mohammed, the difference me can't join last. Oh, time difference. You couldn't join the last live stream. I'm so sorry. I will try to do them like more varied. So I'm coming on at this time a bit more often now because this is a better time for us, a lot of you. So I'm trying to vary it, and you know. Thank you. You like the blue feathers? Thank you very much. Thank you for the compliments, guys. Carolyn says Christopher gave me a chocolates today. Oh, last time he saw me, he gave me a potted plant. Is gift giving his love language towards me? It sounds like. It sounds like. Let's see. So it's gift giving. Oh, so it's gift giving the love language towards you from Christopher. So I feel like we're getting a yes. That unless this one drifts a little bit, they are on the same side. There's a bit of uncertainty with this, so it could be that. Yeah, I'm not really sure. That it's kind of like a hesitation. It's kind of like a distance. So it's not completely. In fact, this one's head's going the opposite way. So it's almost like we're getting a maybe not sure kind of energy. That could be if there's more to it than that, you know. You're asking the love language towards you. Maybe it's just the love language in general. Maybe it's um more like I don't know because I feel positive energy from you getting the gift. Of course, it sounds lovely. Clearly there's, you know, a reason behind that. So I don't know why we're getting a little bit of uncertainty with that one. It's more like a on a pendulum that would more like be a maybe, that one. So let's check cards because on a pendulum that kind of response would come as a maybe because their heads are facing the opposite way. They're not too close, although they are parallel and kind of on the same side. So it's definitely like a maybe. There's as equal yes kind of indications as there are no, so it's not really an answer. So we have the crystal ball cards, and they are very similar to pendulum. So we have questions, we have answers like no need to worry, it's the right time, things like that. And of course, we have just no's and yeses as well in there. And so it's very similar to a pendulum with a few more answers. So let's see what we get here for Carolyn's one. try to get a bit more clarity. Usually it's the cards that don't give me a lot of clarity and I have to go to matchsticks, but today it seems like the matchstick is giving me, right, I'm feeling this one. Okay, we're getting a no. We're getting a no on that. So we do have confirmation that it's a no, but that is a confirmation. It's interesting as well, because clearly there's a deep, nice, romantic reason for that. So I don't really understand why we get a no on that. Yeah, interesting one. Mohammed, will my savings in my friend... Oh, sorry. Will my savings in my friends reach 1 million rupees this month? It's 3 out of 4 from the target. I'm not really sorry if I'm pronouncing things wrong, saying things wrong in that, but we'll do it. We'll still do it. Anyway, the high energies know what you mean there. Just excuse me for not being down with that, into that, educated on that, you could say. So let's see. Will I reach the target is, I think, what we are asking here. There's quite a fast drifting apart here. So the answer, the way it comes, it definitely is uncertain, but they've drifted apart pretty quickly. Heads are facing opposite direction. So although it is a maybe, it's not a no. It's like an uncertain kind of a maybe. It's a possibility. I don't feel super positive on that, unfortunately. So I'm sorry to give that one. You know, I don't really like giving those answers, but with how fast they drifted apart with the heads in the opposite direction, I don't feel too positive on it. But best of luck, of course, with the outcome that you want. So guys, if you haven't liked the video yet, please do like it. I greatly appreciate that. Rain says, may I see energy check between Yuto and Momoa? Sorry if I pronounce it wrong, but let's check that. Energy check between Yuto and M, I will say, just because I pronounce it wrong. So here we are. Okay, unfortunately we are getting quite positive. In fact, it's very positive. So remaining together, heads same, you know, way, not coming apart. That's very, very positive energy. So I'm sorry to give that answer to you. Tam says matchstick. Is there a new romantic relationship coming in the near future? Okay. A new romantic relationship coming in the near future. So Tam. We have another yes. We're getting another yes there, so that is nice to see. If you can see that, that's the kind of best answer we get in the matchstick in terms of if we want a yes answer. Sometimes we want to know, you know. Sash Girl says thank you. Is M going to return to me? So you're very welcome. So we'll just say again, guys, hello and welcome. If you are new and you don't know, I am Venus. This is Secret Frequencies. We do many, many different types of readings all the time. I'm a little bit behind in the chat, so have patience for me to get to your question. And please phrase your question in a yes or no way. That's how it can be answered. If you don't want the matchstick and you want cards, please specify that you would like cards. And yeah, enjoy the stream. If you're super urgent for your question to be answered, you can send a super chat, but it's not necessary. If you have patience to wait for me to get to you, the readings are free. Yes, but subscribe. We do many different types of readings all the time, and I probably will be back on later today with a different type of reading if I have time. I'm trying my best to come back today. Sajgal says, is M going to return to me? Okay. So for Sajgal, is M going to return to me? That's interesting. If we look at it, so this one was completely that way with the head opposite, but it's trying to come turn back around. It stopped. So they are on opposite sides of the bowl. The heads aren't facing. In fact, this one's going away now. So it's definitely an uncertain answer. It's definitely like a not sure, maybe the energy's up in the air. It's uncertain, it's unclear. Yeah, it's unclear. I was thinking if this one was going to keep going around, it's more of a positive sign, like it's trying to come that way. The way they've actually landed, they are parallel now, but the heads are the opposite way. So there's definitely possibility with it. You can definitely see possibility with that, but it's not a yes. It's not 100% yes, unfortunately. Oh, I can't grab that. Come back to me. So, okay. So, Rain, should I go to my friend's performance on Sunday? Interested but tired from work. Okay. So, should you go? Let's see. Oh, they're actually overlapping at the end. So, we're actually getting a no on that here. They're not completely crossed, but any overlapping, if you can see one's on top of the other, that is a no. We get a no with that. So it's most likely that you should not. And yeah, maybe there's a reason for that. Maybe you need your alone time. Maybe you need your rest, you know? Makala says, wow, I didn't expect this match sticks together. Yeah, sometimes it is kind of like, it's the answer you hope for, but not the answer you expected sometimes. Gabe, 5-2. Am I close to meeting my soulmate? Well, I hope so. Let's check. Are you close to meeting your soulmate? Would be nice. Oh, don't know if that's a sign. So, Gabe, are you close to meeting your soulmate? Okay, so they remained on the same side of the bowl, but the heads are opposite ways. So I would definitely say not close. They're not crossing, so it's not a no. So what I would say with this is it's not so close would be like near future, current chapter or near future. I'm feeling it is distant future. So we're getting a little bit more distant future on that. So it's not going to be within the next 3 months, basically, with that answer. Kevin says, how does my connection with A look like now? Okay, connection with A. They're on the same side. One is still moving closer to the other. The heads aren't completely opposite. So there's still a bit of positivity there. There's some positivity, but there's definitely something not quite right. There's definitely something maybe some uncertainty, but look, the heads are really actually they're coming closer and closer together. So that's very, very interesting. They're on the same side of the bowl. So there's definitely not a no there. There's definitely not a negative energy or disappearing of energy or lack of energy, you might say. There's potential, but there's definitely something that's not quite right, up in the air, uncertain, hesitant, you know? Rain, should I go to the kimono class on Tuesday? Similarly curious, but tired from work. Okay. Maybe that's the one. Let's see if that's the one you should go to. Okay. So should you go to the kimono class? Okay, so we're getting a yes on this one. If you look at them, they're touching but not overlapping, and the heads are facing the same way. They're not completely parallel, so maybe we are seeing the tiredness creep up a little bit there because they're not completely parallel. But that is a yes. That is, I would say, a definite yes with that one. So yeah, I hope you have a nice time. If you do trust the sticks and decide to go. I'll say thank you, Venus, for sure in studying a lot now. Yes, yes, you're very welcome. Pooja, hello and welcome. Energy check in with N, absolutely. I hope you are well as well. Nice to see you. So energy check in with N, okay? Okay. That's interesting. So they landed on the opposite sides of each other, but they're actually coming together closely, and it looks like they're trying to become parallel as well. Let's see. See if I don't know how much you can see, but like becoming parallel and they're facing the same way. So it's actually pretty positive, but the fact that they're on opposite sides is interesting. But they're not. They're pretty close together, and they did come into being parallel. So there's still some good energy there. There's still something there, which I'm sure you do feel it. There's still something there. Kevin, will I be in a good relationship by January of next year? January of next year for Kevin. Let's check. Will you be in a good relationship by January of next year? Oh. We're getting a yes on that one. I don't know. I wish I could see what you can see there. I think you can see that that's a yes. Perfect. Very, very nice to see. I keep forgetting. I use it as I do the singing bowl instead of, most people do this in a normal bowl. It's just a normal bowl. I use the singing bowl so I can do a little cleanse between the questions. It's not necessary. We do not need to do that. That's just me being a sound healer. I just think about these things. Sunflower, hello and welcome to Sunflower Erica. Energy check of N and A for Pooja, okay? N and A. Moving to opposite sides pretty quickly, which is interesting. This one seems to be coming back around a little bit. Let's see if you can see. Don't know if you can see the whole bowl. Yeah, so the heads facing the same way. They're coming pretty much in parallel, but they're very, very far apart. So there's definitely something. It could be arguments, conflicts, incompatibilities, uncertainty, something going on there. It's not perfect. They're not crossing over, so it's not bad, but there's definitely maybe something that they need to work through or working through. It's not perfect. Sunflower says, I would love cards. Is Scorpio watching my social media? Okay. Scorpio, I don't know why I put them back in here. So is Scorpio watching your social media for Sunflower Erica 777? Okay. Scorpio watching your, oh, feel drawn to that one. Listen to your intuition. Listen to your intuition. So it's telling you maybe you know. So let's see. Tell me what her intuition is saying. Tell me. I want to know. A new direction. Could be an indication that you can do better or something like that. Let's see. I want a full answer. I want a complete answer. No, we're getting no at the moment. So not watching your social media at the moment. Maybe they have done, maybe they will do, but we're getting a no on that right now. But yeah, thank you for telling me finally. The cards can be like that with me on this stream. Carolyn, is Christopher anxious about me knowing how he feels about me? Yeah, he's a scaredy cat, I think. I agree. I do agree. So is Christopher anxious about me knowing how he feels about me? For Carolyn, not me. He doesn't know me. There we are. So for Carolyn. There could be something there. Again, we're getting a bit of an uncertain answer. If you look at the position of them, it's very unclear and uncertain, actually. I'm going to do a card for this one and just see, because I do feel like he has anxiety and hesitation energies and this, like, not just being completely, I'm doing this and I feel this way, very up in the air. So I feel like the matchsticks are kind of showing that. So let me just see if we can get a answer from the cards for that. Um, these cards are, they play with me. Not the right time, it's saying, not the right time. Come on, I want to know, give me a yes or no, give me a definite, or something clear. Reconsider. Well, yeah, we're getting uncertain energy with him. I feel like that's definitely the influence. I'm going to try one more card and see what we get. Unlikely. Okay, unlikely. So maybe it's that like he wants you to know, but he's just doesn't quite know how to say it. You know, it could be more about not really knowing how to say it or how to go about it, or something like that. I personally do feel this anxiety, so I'm kind of disagreeing with my cards at the moment, because in readings I feel like there is, I feel it. So yeah, I think we're getting a bit of uncertainty and hesitation around him, and unclear answers around him. But I agree, I really feel it. So okay, oh, excuse me, I'm knocking the table there. So energy check with upcoming soulmate person's energy for Pooja. So upcoming soulmate person's energies with Pooja. I imagine it would be good. The only thing I can think is because you don't know each other yet, there might be something there. Something not perfect there, but let's see. So upcoming soulmate energy for Pooja. Ah, okay. If you can see it, can you see it? Perfect, yes, if you can see that. That perfectly together. So yes, get a yes on that. So Healing Tarot is Anivash Kritika Sani's future husband. Okay, so is Anivash Kritika Sani's future husband? Okay. That crossover. I'm sorry. We're getting that one. Can you see them? Yeah, you can see. So they're crossed over. So I'm really sorry about that. I'm really sorry to give the answers that we don't really want. We don't really want those answers, you know. But yeah, a no on that. Unfortunately, I'm sorry to say, it seems very unlikely. Ah, bear with me one moment. Just got a little bit of ash on my my tablecloth thing, so just wiping that off. Sorry about that. Healing Tarot says, "Is my future husband a high post police officer?" Okay. An ash on my fingernail. So, is your future husband a high post police officer? Yeah, so there's like kind of like an uncertain, it's a maybe there. It's a maybe. It's unclear. We're getting an unclear answer. They're drifting to opposite sides of the bowl. Heads facing the same way though, which is a positive direction. But yeah, it's definitely uncertain, unclear. There's a possibility, I would say, a possibility. A no is when they cross over, when they overlap. So it's not a no, it's just uncertain. Rain, may I have an energy check with Messiah? Yes, of course. Rain, energy check with Messiah. Oh, I'm getting good energy there. Can you see that? That's completely touching. Can you see that? I think you can see that. But yeah, if you can't see it, please believe me. They're completely touching. They haven't drifted apart at all. So that's great. Ankita is Mecca posting such stories for me. Friendship with her after lies. Now she is posting stories about sad and karma What does she feel? Okay, so all the stories about you, I think, is what we're checking. All the stories about you. So I'll just say again, hello and welcome. If you are new, I am Venus. This is Secret Frequencies, and we do many different types of readings every day, pretty much now. Today is not candle. Today's matchstick divination, and so yes or no questions are best for this, but you can do relationship energy checks between people as well if you want to. We have about 20 minutes left, so I will get through as many of you as I can. The readings are free. If you are urgent for your question to be answered and you want to be pushed to the top of the queue, you can send a super chat, but that's not necessary. You can just have patience for me to get to you, that's fine. Please like the video if you have not liked it already. If you are new, you may consider subscribing because we do tons of different types of readings like crystal ball, pendulum tarot, aura reading, all different types of readings here. And I will likely be back on later today with a different type of reading, so you may catch me if you subscribe. So Ankita, all the stories about you, okay? And I hope you're feeling a bit better today, hopefully. Getting a no. They're crossed over, overlapped. So this will be a no. We're getting a no on that. Kevin says, oh my god, that's so interesting. I was just asking about being in a good relationship by January as a joke, but that's really interesting. Yeah, so there's a strong possibility for that, the matches say. And Kita says, energy check with Mecca. Okay, energy check. Okay, drifting apart pretty fast, heads facing in the opposite direction. So it's not great. They're not overlapped, so it's not a no. Looks like they're kind of coming in parallel as well. Oh no, that one keeps going. Okay, so they're not parallel. But yeah, so it's not great. The energy isn't great. There's definitely something that could be worked on, but it's not, I would say like it's not unfixable, it's not completely negative because they're not overlapping. But it's not the best, you know? It's not kind of the answer we want. If we want a good relationship, we want them to be parallel, pretty close, heads facing the same way, you know? So yeah, not perfect, but maybe I would say mendable. Ankita says, are we reconciled soon or should I move on totally? I'm definitely not going to her this time. So should you move on totally? Let's ask that. Should you move on totally? Although it does seem like there's a little bit of potential in that connection, like to salvage it. Let's ask what does your higher self and guides feel at this time? Should you move on completely? Let's see. So should you move on completely at this time? Okay, we're getting a definite yes with that one. If you can see them, we're getting a definite yes there. I don't know if you can see that. I hope you can you? We're getting a definite yes with that one there. They are touching, they are completely together. So you are getting a yes there. Kevin says, do I know the person or have talked to the person with whom I will be in a good relationship with by January of next year? So are they at least in your vicinity? Do you know them in some way? You know, acquaintance, friend, someone that you've spoken to at some point recently? Well, it doesn't have to be recently. I won't put that in there, but okay, with how these have landed, so they do look like they're trying to come in quite parallel. The heads are facing the same way. They're on the same side of the bowl. So it's more likely a yes, but with them being pretty distant, I would say it could be that it's in the very near future. It could be a yes, but it could also be yes or very near future, if you can see how they've landed. Yes or very near future, I would say with that one. Yes or very near future. Helio Tarot. Will Katika become successful and wealthy in the future? Well, I hope so. Let's see what the matches say. Wealthy, successful and wealthy in the future, critica. Yeah, so it's definitely I would say there's definitely a possibility because it's not coming as a no, but it does look like they're facing the opposite way. They're kind of drifting to, they kind of stayed on the same side of the ball, very very far apart, but they are on the same side. But they're parallel, but they're very apart, heads to the opposite way. So I would say there's potential with that. How I would read that is that you will be successful, you will do well, but you might not get to, like, we all want to be rich and have, like, anything we want kind of thing, I suppose. I would say yes. I would say there's a possibility, good potential of being successful. It might just not be like as much as you'd want, as much as you'd desire in your kind of wildest dreams, maybe, because we're not getting a total yes, but certainly not a no. And Kita, do you think my brother Monu will come for Puja this year? Into our next set of matches. I hope we don't run out, but we only have about 15 minutes, so we should be okay. So, will your brother come for Puju? I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing things wrong, but I'll still do the question. There's a high possibility. They're touching, the heads are the same way, but they're not parallel. But I would say high possibility because of how close they are and that they're touching. High possibility, it seems. High possibility. Pretty good. They're actually staying together still. Okay. So Pooja says thank you, you're very welcome. Carolyn says thank you. Extra radiant, thank you. Oh, I'm so happy with the compliment. I'm very grateful. Thank you very much. Saj Girl says, thank you very much, Carolyn. Saj Girl says, is the contest PCH erasing my entries? Erasing your entries, okay. I would say it's very unlikely. I would say it's unlikely that they're not exactly parallel. They're completely opposite sides of the bowl, although the heads are the same way. I feel like it's very unlikely with this. There's a big distance on that. They rarely drifted apart. I would say it's very unlikely. It's not a no. It's not a definite no, but I would say it's unlikely. Unlikely. Rain. So Rain says, may I have an energy check for my job at Tondanya? Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. I like the job, but feel it's a bit overworked and underpaid, like most jobs, I would say. But yeah. So yeah, we can do this as well. Energy check for jobs, things like that. Your compatibility in certain locations, maybe. So it doesn't have to just be relationships. So let's do the job for Rain. We're getting good energy. Maybe you have potential to go up or something, Because we're getting a yes there. They're completely together, completely parallel. So we're getting a yes, which is nice. So that's always nice because, some jobs are rarely grim. Let's see. Such girls is not trying to be funny. What do you mean? What do you mean not trying to be funny? Or above them erasing the entries? Jermaine says, should I go to the photo exhibition on the last week of September? Okay. Photo exhibition last week of September. Unfortunately, we're getting uncertainty with that. It's more like a maybe with the way they are. They're pretty close. They're not too distant. But yeah, as you can see, one's kind of like at an angle. In fact, it's kind of turning around a little bit more. It looks more like leaning to no, but I would say it's a maybe. You know, they're not crossed, so it's a maybe. It's a little bit more leaning to no, I would say, with how they look. Which is unfortunate. I mean, photo exhibition sounds nice. Sounds nice to me. Rain says, "Is there one for me? Someone who's friends? Is the one for me someone who's friends with a friend from the past or a more recent friend?" Okay, so the question could be, are they? Hmm, let's see. Well, let's say ask from the past. Let's ask a yes or no on the past question. Guessing a no. A no on past. The heads have overlapped. I don't know if you can see that. Heads have overlapped. So we're guessing a no on from the past. Guessing a no on that. Oh, can't even grab them. Thank you for the compliment, Rain. I greatly appreciate that. No, it's fine. It's fine. As long as I can like formulate it to a yes or no. I don't mind the question. I just want to think like what's a clear way to ask it so I do get hopefully a clear answer. Hopefully, so. I really appreciate you coming to the stream, guys. I know I always appreciate it when it's last minute that you managed to make it on, and you know you have time for me. I'm greatly appreciative. So I do hope you appreciate the stream. You know, I hope you enjoyed the stream. If you haven't liked it already, please do make sure that you like it. It really helps to boost it a little bit, and I really appreciate that. Rain, thank you so much for the super sticker. I greatly appreciate that. Thank you so much. I'm really, really grateful for any members, super stickers, super chats, anything like that. I really greatly appreciate that. There is a member stream tomorrow at 2 p.m. For those of you who maybe don't know that, always check the homepage for member streams. If you can't make that, of course, that's an early one for IST time zone. If you can't make that, don't worry. There will be a better one, a better suited one to you. Wolfie, hello, welcome. It feels like a while since I saw you. So I'm jumping off now, but Wolfie, if you have a question, I mean, I have a little bit of time, but it's just the stream is winding down. If you have a yes or no question, I'm very happy to do that for you before I leave. But like I said, guys, this was just a quick one because I have a session to kind of prepare for. So I thought I'd just do a quick one. Matchstick's pretty quick. It's just yes or no. No cards, nothing else. So it's very quick. But later on, my stream will probably finish at like 4:30 p.m. GMT. So if I don't have too many readings or anything that gets booked in between now and then, I will be coming on later with a stream. Maybe it will be. I might do pendulum because I haven't done it for a while, but I'm not 100% yet on what the stream's going to be. I might do crystal ball, but the reason why I'm thinking against that is because of the crystal ball tomorrow. It's like I don't want them to be too soon. There will be a crystal ball that's for subscribers as well as members, but I think maybe a few days after the members one, just to space them out a little bit. So it's probably not going to be crystal ball later. We'll see. We'll see what you know, how I'm feeling later, I suppose. But I'm doing my best to come back on with something, you know. Girl says, is a person returning from my past. Have a lovely day, Rain, to you too. So let's just finish with Girl and Wolfie's questions, and then yeah, I will jump off. So, Girl is person from my past returning. So I would say there's a high possibility. It's not a complete yes, but I would say it's a high possibility. They're pretty close. They were parallel to begin with. They're drifting off a little bit now. The heads are the same way, so that's not a great sign. But with how close they are, that's kind of like a yeah. There's a possibility here. They're close. They're on the same side of the bowl. The only downside is the head's the opposite way. So there's more yes than no to that one. So I would say there's like a possibility. It might not be 100% yes, but there's a possibility there. You're welcome, Sashko. You're very welcome, of course. And Morphe, so your one is, will I get a job in Malta? Well, I hope so. Please like the video if you haven't liked it already. I greatly appreciate that. The more likes I get on the videos, the more I think I'm going to come back and keep doing them, you know? So, will you get the job in Malta? Okay. There seems to be a good possibility of this. So, the matches are touching but not overlapping. Overlapping is bad. Touching but not overlapping. They're on the same goal. The heads are facing the same way. The only downside is they're not completely parallel. So, it's like a really high chance. Like, I feel it's like, you know, you could say like 95% chance with how this looks. So, let me show you. That's a really positive. It's a yes. It is a yes. Because they're not completely parallel, there might be a small chance that you won't, but it's so small that this is a yes. It's definitely a symbol of yes when they land that way. So best of luck to you, Wolfie. Best of luck. So yeah, I greatly appreciate you guys coming on. Sorry if you're just catching me as I'm jumping out as well. I do apologise for that. Okay, it looks like we have more people come in the chat at the moment. So let me just say, because I was jumping off because the chat was winding down. Do we have anybody else in the chat who wants to join? It's yes or no questions or relationship energy checks. If you're new, I'm Venus and this is Secret Frequencies. Please post your yes or no question or a relationship you want to check if you do want to join the stream. But if not, yes, I will be jumping off. I'm not sure. We have 7 people in now, so I'm like, is the stream winding down or are more people coming in? But yeah, I definitely will. Well, I feel like I definitely will be back on later. I feel like there's definitely going to be time. Like I said, after my session, I'll just have to see how many bookings I get. But it's likely I will be back on. So yeah, love, light, and blessings to each of you. I really hope to see you soon. All of my contact information is in the description of the video, and ways to contact me: Facebook, email, and Discord. On my website, secretfrequencies.com/shop. You can see all of the spells, readings, and sessions that I do there, and they're all very reasonable price. So go ahead and check them out. Love, light, and blessings. Hope to see you soon.